Right. We have previously done a lot of best paid videos, such as the best paid players at every club in every league in England, the best paid players in La Liga, and the best paid players in every position. We've also previously done a couple of videos on players you've never heard of, namely the 7 greatest footballers you've never heard of, and the 7 best current footballers you've never heard of. Now, if that isn't a YouTube world record for plugging the most videos in the shortest amount of time, then I don't know what is. But anyhow, today we wanted to combine the two with a look at some obscure players reportedly earning outrageous sums of money. As always with these type of videos, yes, of course, you may have heard of some or even all of these players, especially if you have a keen eye for uncapped Brazilians and/or you're an avid follower of the Chinese Super League. But to the majority of casual football fans, we think they'll be relatively unknown. The players are ordered by reported salary, not by how obscure they are. Here are our 7 best paid footballers you've never heard of. Sun Ke, £84,000 a week. Not to be confused with Sun Ke, the son of Sun Yat-sen, who founded the Republic of China, as you may well do if you Google him. The Sun Ke we're talking about is Chinese, but has never held a position of authority within the Chinese government as far as we know. Although, they are quite secretive with these things, so we can't rule it out by the same token. Sun Ke is a 29-year-old right winger who plays for Tianjin in the Chinese Super League. Said to be a hard-working model professional, Sun Ke has won 33 caps for China, but it seems a little wild that he should earn more than Christian Eriksen. Erik Paartalu, £84,000 a week. There is a chance that around 6 to 8% of our audience will have heard of Erik Paartalu, since that's the percentage of our viewers that hail from India and Australia, and Erik Paartalu is an Australian playing his club football in India. For the vast majority though, I suspect Paartalu's name will mean little. The 33-year-old has won just 2 caps for Australia, both coming in 2013, and the towering, former Scottish second-tier defensive midfielder has been playing for Bengaluru in the Indian Super League since 2017. There he is joined by a few Spaniards, a Venezuelan international, and the jewel in the crown of Indian football, Sunil Chhetri, and Bengaluru won the Indian Super League title last season. Herald Preciado, £93,000 a week. If you're a mediocre footballer that wants to live like a king, there really is only one place to be right now, and that is the Chinese Super League. The division dominates this 7, and in at 5th is Shenzhen target man Herald Preciado. A member of Colombia's 2016 Olympic squad, but as yet uncapped by the senior team, Preciado joined Shenzhen having scored 41 goals in 80 games for Deportivo Cali. After 2 seasons in the second tier of Chinese football, Preciado and Shenzhen won promotion last season, and the well-paid 24-year-old has since bagged 2 goals in 2 games in the Chinese Super League. Alexander Prijovic, £103,000 a week. If no one in China will take you, the Middle East is probably the next best thing, with the likes of Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE all offering lucrative contracts to a handful of players. Alexander Prijovic is said to be one of those players, picking up a reported £103,000 a week as Saudi Pro League side Al Ittihad. The big, strong Swiss-born centre-forward has won 12 caps for Serbia and previously went out on loan to Yeovil and Northampton Town whilst contracted to Derby earlier in his career. He now lines up alongside the likes of Brazilian forward Romarinho and Moroccan midfielder Karim El Ahmadi in the Saudi capital, where he has scored 11 goals in 14 games. Giovanni Moreno, £107,000 a week. Into the top 3, and we're now talking about footballers who all reportedly earn more than Premier League stars like Leroy Sané and Son Heung-min. Giovanni Moreno will be familiar to our Colombian viewers, having been capped 21 times by Los Cafeteros, but few others, since none of those caps came in major tournaments. Moreno is a really skillful 32-year-old attacking midfielder who was a superstar at Envigado and Atlético Nacional. He has been with Shanghai Shenhua since 2012, where he currently shares a pitch with former Inter Milan midfielder Freddy Guarin and ex-Watford striker Odion Igalo. Ivo, £118,000 a week. In second place is a man really loyal viewers of HITC Sevens may have heard of, since he featured in our video on the 7 worst footballers on over £100,000 a week. Olivia de Rosa, better known simply as Ivo, is another 32-year-old South American attacking midfielder, although one not nearly as gifted as Moreno. The uncapped Brazilian played in the first, second and third tiers of Brazilian football, but has found a more lucrative career path for himself in Asia since 2012. He's had 5 different transfers, playing in South Korea and China, and is currently in his second stint with Henan Zhenye. Elkeson, £242,000 a week. Blowing the rest of this 7 out of the water, supposedly on more than double second place Ivo, some of you may have heard of Elkeson, but he's never played outside of Brazil or China, and he's never represented Brazil, not even at youth or Olympic level, so we think he's obscure enough to feature. Elkeson was at least a regular in the Brazilian top flight prior to his arrival in China, having had 2 good seasons with Botafogo, who's hardly showing the type of form which screams £250,000 a week footballer. Elkeson reportedly earns more than the likes of Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio Aguero at Shanghai SIPG, although he has at least done pretty well since arriving in China in 2013. The prolific 29-year-old forward has scored 120 goals in 203 games for Shanghai SIPG and Guangzhou Evergrande, winning 2 Chinese Super League Golden Boots. So that's it for our 7. Thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more from us if you enjoyed the video, and you can now also follow us on Twitter for more ramblings from me. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.